One principle by Dr. Stephen R. Covey in his book, The 7 Principles of Highly Effective People, is start with the end in mind. And this concept as a personal management principle has been underscored by many other authors such as Seth Godin, Simon Sinek, John C. Maxwell, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel as we talk about the Summit Push Principles. This is a very simple concept that helps us to apply different principles in our daily lives that are associated with how we plan, how we take action, how we execute, and even evaluate, our success stories. So every single day, remember, like I said in the first principle, which was about understanding self, you have to start with self. And so we continuously look at certain aspects of our lives that have to do with what we do in our daily living. And so today we are going to focus on the road and driving. So the second principle is understand and keep your lane. Because remember, it is said that everybody hits the road when they know where they are going. I've not seen anyone or heard of somebody who just left the house to go nowhere. Got into your car, a train, wherever, to just go. You always have a destination. And so you figure out that for you to get to that destination, you have to go backwards and see, do you have enough fuel? Or do you have the ticket fee to be able to get you there? Whatever it is you're going to do, have you carried the necessary equipment, tools, or material that will help you to achieve the goal you need to achieve where you're going? How are you going to navigate and maneuver different things along the road? Because remember, the roads are like a template. They take you to your destination, but different people crash at different levels. You have multiple number of people who drive, behave, and respond to circumstances or situations very, very differently on the same road. You have people who drive different types of cars, from trucks, lorries, small saloon cars, powerful SUVs. Everything is on that road, including even pedestrians. So by the end of the day, it is you who knows your destination. And so in the mastery of your own self, you need to know, what have I prepared to get me to my destination? How am I going to use what I have to get to my destination? So within this principle, everything is about how much do you understand what you need to do, where you are going to do it, how you're going to do it, and even who you're going to do these things with. And this is how you plan your day. Because remember, if you do not have strategy of planning in place, then indeed your day will be such a mess. Because everybody can tell you something and you think it's a plan and you go for it. But when you're leaving your house to hit the road, how do you plan on getting to your destination? Remember, at this point, other people may interfere with your trip. The car might break down. Gas may run out. Traffic could be there. An accident could show up. A road could be closed. You might find a pothole which you did not expect, or else you might still get lost along the route and you would need help. All these are mastery of the road. And so today, that is what I want to apply in our lives as we summit our mountains. How much do you understand your lane? Even as a person who is traveling in your own life, is this how you plan? Do you just wake up and you're thinking, let's see what the day holds today? We'll do whatever comes. Yes, there are days for that. But is that how you live every day? Do you have a plan? Because sometimes you might be alone on the road. You could be driving in the dark where there's no one to interfere with your trip. Are you safe? Or you might doze off and crash. Attention is one thing that helps us to know when people disturb you from various points. At some point, we might think it is disturbance, while it is people keeping you alert. And so many things continue to happen every single day. And when you're on the road by yourself, it's easy, if you are exhausted or fatigued, to veer off and hit something. And that is how a fatality may happen. But every single day, our lives have dark spots and light. The roads have signage. There's a way the roads are designed, and that is why everybody needs to fit into the highway code. Yes, the car is yours. The fuel is yours. Your life is your own. But you have to be controlled to exist and coexist with other road users. Everybody else is doing something different on the road. So introducing the highway code basically means, even in your own life, every single day, have you defined a code that describes your modus operandi, how you do things? Do people understand you? Do they know you? That if Albert comes to this point, this is how Albert does things. Or is Albert just random to do anything, anywhere, any day with anyone, anyhow? Sometimes that is how hustlers lead their lives. And you might find yourself going nowhere because you do not have an operating system. You do not have a model. And that's why the roads are here to teach us a very good practice. Let's even say you don't have a car. Let's take it for that example, that you're using public transport. That's even better. Because when you get onto the bus stop, you do not stop every random car. The vehicle has to be going to your destination. So you're either going to the CBD or you're going to this other end of town. You don't just climb any random car. That means you left your house knowing, I am going to destination A. And so within destination A, I will need this amount of money. I will take this type of public service vehicle and I will get off at this point so that I move to where I need to go. And so as you look at it clearly, everything has an operating system. Everything has a code of conduct, a code of operation. And so the same principle even applies as we climb our mountains. Everybody who comes to do the mountain climbing, some will be more fit, some will have very expensive gear, some will have minimal or no gear, but just the basic. Others have climbed so many times before, some are just beginning to climb. And so when you're climbing your mountain, do not ever compare yourself to another trekker. Why? Because you do not know their expertise. You do not know their level of skill. You do not have their experience. You have your own experience. Sometimes the altitude sickness strikes so bad. You might think you are so skilled, you've done this same mountain so many times, but health issues change. Always have a code of how you know what you want to do. And so the point that I was bringing up today about the road users is that when you understand your lane, then external parties do not interfere with what you need to achieve as your end game. Why? Sometimes people do crazy things on the road and they just want to get road rage and anger. How do you respond to that? Does rage bait catch up with you? Do you get angry and lose your direction because of external forces? Or are you in charge? Do you take control and move towards your original destination? Is the map taking you where you need to go? Or you are lost because you are following any lane? So that is the point that I want us to discuss today. Every single day when you leave your house, whether you are walking, you are on a motorbike, you are driving, or you are being driven, even if you're flying, the principle remains the same. Did you plan your trip? Do you have your destination? Do you have what it takes to reach where you need to reach? Do you know what mode of transport will get you there the fastest, the safest, and the most convenient? That is what highway code planning helps you to be able to achieve. Because if you don't do that, you might get stuck on the highway. You might inconvenience many other people. You might make even wrong decisions that might cost you your life. But remember, every single thing that you do starts with your mindset. How do you put your mind together to achieve your ultimate objective? So in the Summit Push principle here, we are referring to how you use the road code, the highway code, to be able to achieve your dreams. And remember, even that one-day trip is a summit push, because you're starting from point A and you need to end at point B. And when you get to point B, you have successfully summited your mountain. But many other factors within the journey or the destination might cost you that summiting. So every single day when you leave your house, tell yourself, today I am on the road of summiting. And if I get to point B, achieve everything I need to do, and come back, then I have successfully summited the mountain. So how well do you know your lane? How well are you prepared for the trip? How do you evaluate and monitor that the trip is actually achieving its intended purpose? That is what this is all about. So ladies and gentlemen, we continue to share very, very general and basic principles that make us develop habits every single day while we do what we need to do. So there we go. You might think that climbing mountains is just a one-off huge undertaking. Trust me, every single day we are climbing mountains. Are you summiting or are you dropping right from the base camp? If you have a false start, you will never finish. But I wish as well as we summit our mountains every other day. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying the video. This is Albert Nation, your Summit Push Principles executive and a 4-time Kilimanjaro summiter, climbing one mountain at a time, one day at a time, and making our lives have meaning. Thank you so much. See you again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what these principles helped you with. Have you ever viewed life like this? Is that how you do things in your life? Let me know so that we can continue pushing this. And trust me, we're going to have a great, great, great time. Thank you so much. Talk again. See you later.